nervous system. Neuron, neuron. Nerve cell, nerve cell. Neuroglial cell, neuroglial cell. Cerebrum, cerebrum. Frontal lobe, frontal lobe. Parietal lobe, parietal lobe. Occipital lobe, occipital lobe. Temporal lobe, temporal lobe. Diencephalon, diencephalon. Thalamus, thalamus. Hypothalamus, hypothalamus. Brainstem, brainstem. Midbrain, midbrain. Pons, pons. Medulla oblongata, medulla oblongata. Cerebellum, cerebellum. Basal ganglia, basal ganglia. Ventricle, ventricle. Cerebrospinal fluid, cerebrospinal fluid. Spinal cord, spinal cord. Meninges, meninges. Dura mater, dura mater. Arachnoid mater, arachnoid mater. Pia mater, pia mater. Cranial nerve, cranial nerve. Olfactory nerve, olfactory nerve. Optic nerve, optic nerve. Oculomotor nerve, oculomotor nerve. Trochlear nerve, trochlear nerve. Trigeminal nerve, trigeminal nerve. Abducens nerve, abducens nerve. Facial nerve, facial nerve. Vestibulocochlear nerve, vestibulocochlear nerve. Glossopharyngeal nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve. Vagus nerve, vagus nerve. Accessory nerve, accessory nerve. Hypoglossal nerve, hypoglossal nerve. Spinal nerve, spinal nerve. Somatic nerve, somatic nerve. Autonomic nerve, autonomic nerve. Sympathetic nerve, sympathetic nerve. Parasympathetic nerve, parasympathetic nerve. Sensory neuron, sensory neuron. Motor neuron, motor neuron. Association neuron, association neuron. Level of consciousness, level of consciousness. Alert, alert. Drowsy, drowsy. Lethargy, lethargy. Stupor, stupor. Semicoma, semicoma. Coma, coma. Syncope, syncope. Aphasia, aphasia. Dysphagia, dysphagia. Agnosia, agnosia. Analgesia, analgesia. Amnesia, amnesia. Asthenia, asthenia. Paralysis, paralysis. Palsy, palsy. Hemiparesis, hemiparesis. Paraplegia, paraplegia. Quadriplegia, quadriplegia. Tetraplegia, tetraplegia. Convulsion, convulsion. Delirium, delirium. Migraine, migraine. Seizure, seizure. Tremor, tremor. Nystagmus, nystagmus. Sciatica, sciatica. Low back pain, low back pain. Microcephaly, microcephaly. Macrocephaly, macrocephaly. Anencephaly, Anencephaly. Hydrocephalus. Hydrocephalus. Cerebroconcussion. Cerebroconcussion. Cerebrocontusion. Cerebrocontusion. Intracranial hematoma. Intracranial hematoma. Epidural hematoma. Epidural hematoma. Subdural hematoma. Subdural hematoma. Subarachnoid hematoma. Subarachnoid hematoma. Intracerebral hemorrhage. Intracerebral hemorrhage. Dementia. Dementia. Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease. Parkinson disease. Parkinson disease. Cerebrovascular disease. Cerebrovascular disease. Cerebral aneurysm. Cerebral aneurysm. Cerebral embolism. Cerebral embolism. Cerebrovascular accident. Cerebrovascular accident. Stroke. Stroke. Transient ischemic attack. Transient ischemic attack. Epilepsy. Epilepsy. Cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy. Bell palsy. Bell palsy. Facial palsy. Facial palsy. Demyelinating disease. Demyelinating disease. Multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis. Guillain-Barré syndrome. Guillain-Barré syndrome. Myasthenia gravis. Myasthenia gravis. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Polyneuritis. Polyneuritis. Carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome. Spinal stenosis. Spinal stenosis. Herniated intervertebral disc. Herniated intervertebral disc. Spina bifida. Spina bifida. Encephalitis. Encephalitis. Meningitis. Meningitis. Poliomyelitis. Poliomyelitis. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Encephaloma. Encephaloma. Brain tumor. Brain tumor. Pituitary adenoma. Pituitary adenoma. Meningioma. Meningioma. Glioma. Glioma. Astrocytoma. Astrocytoma. Glioblastoma. Glioblastoma. Neuroblastoma. Neuroblastoma. Schwannoma. Schwannoma. Neurilemoma. Neurilemoma. Anesthesia. Anesthesia. General anesthesia. General anesthesia. Regional anesthesia. Regional anesthesia. Spinal anesthesia. Spinal anesthesia. Local anesthesia. Local anesthesia. Glasgow Coma Scale. Glasgow Coma Scale. Reflex test. Reflex test. Cranioreflex. Cranioreflex. Spinal reflex. Spinal reflex. Pathologic reflex. Pathologic reflex. Babinski reflex. Babinski reflex. Babinski sign. Babinski sign. Deep tendon reflex. Deep tendon reflex. Romberg sign. Romberg sign. Positron emission tomography. Positron emission tomography. Cerebral angiography. Cerebral angiography. Electroencephalography. Electroencephalography. Lumbar puncture. Lumbar puncture. Nerve conduction velocity. Nerve conduction velocity. Craniotomy. Craniotomy. Trephination. Trephination. Burhole opening. Burhole opening. Stereotactic radiosurgery. Stereotactic radiosurgery. Gamma knife radiosurgery. Gamma knife radiosurgery. Discectomy. Discectomy. Laminectomy. Laminectomy. Spinal fusion. Spinal fusion. Spondylosynthesis. Spondylosynthesis. Nerve block. Nerve block. Neuroplasty. Neuroplasty. Neurorrhaphy. Neurorrhaphy. Neurolysis. Neurolysis. Vagotomy. Vagotomy. Sympathectomy. Sympathectomy. Sympathomimetic drug. Sympathomimetic drug. Sympatholytic. Sympatholytic. Parasympathomimetic drug. Parasympathomimetic drug. Parasympatholytic. Parasympatholytic. Central stimulant. Central stimulant. Analgesic. Analgesic. Sedative. Sedative. Anticonvulsant. Anticonvulsant. Anesthetic. Anesthetic.